I think that's better now.
I think it's a lot better.
Okay.
Yes. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode of Model Mukbang. Today I have
Shivani Persad.
for today's food. What is this?
So I'm from Trinidad, which is a little island in the Caribbean right above Venezuela, in case you don't know where that is. And so I brought my favorite Trinidadian dish. It's more of like a snack, to be honest. This is not like a full meal. This is like a snack.
We like snacks.
It's kind of like, you know how there's like hot dog carts here?
Yes.
So we have like doubles carts.
Okay.
So these are called doubles. And essentially it's like two pieces of dough, which we call bara. It's two pieces of dough, and inside is like curried chickpeas. My favorite thing to put is tamarind sauce. This is tamarind sauce. It tastes so good on it. We also usually put pepper on it, but I'm not the hugest fan of like super spicy stuff, and I know you're not either.
My stomach does not like
yeah, so I just didn't
stuff.
bring the pepper, but normally it's with pepper.
This is so cool. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys a close up so you can see without dropping the plate.
It's kind of messy, that's why we put
It smells so good.
Oh my god. Well, we had it at my wedding too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a double
I've had this before.
stand at my wedding.
This is exciting, so let's try it.
So I just opened the tamarind.
Okay.
See if you like how
teach
it
me how to
tastes
do
first.
it. Should I just do a pinky test?
Yeah, do a pinky test, because honestly, I don't know if you're gonna I love it, but
What was that sound?
I don't know.
Was that my phone?
Maybe, I think it was your phone. Do you like it or no?
I do.
Okay, so I just put it all over
It's
the whole
like-
thing.
Wow. How do you describe that?
I honestly don't know. That's why I was like, taste it, because I don't know how I would describe it.
Okay.
So people don't normally eat it like a sandwich, but you can if you want to. But normally we just take the top part and just like rip it.
This is very, very cool.
God, I can't.
You okay over there?
It's like I will never get sick of it ever. Girl.
Can we just have a minute?
Okay, I can't. It's so good. Let me tell you.
Alright, that's enough out of you. So, as we're eating, I'm gonna start asking Shivani questions.
Okay, when are we gonna bring in the drinks?
Oh, should we do the drinks now?
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
The drinks are all sugar. Let me just put that out there, okay? It's a lot of sugar. I don't know if you're working out today, but...
I already did. I will hold them up,
Okay.
and you can just...
So these are two of my very favorite drinks. This one is called Pear Jacks. This one's called Apple J. Yeah, this one, I mean, they're essentially both, it's like pop, right? It's soda, but they both have, like, this has more of a pear, you know, tinge to it. That has more of an apple tinge to it.
Which one do you want first?
I'll do Pear Jacks.
We're gonna share. Shivani and I are like this, so...
Yeah, it's
whatever.
fine.
Cheers!
Yes. Okay, tell me what you think.
Mmm.
I mean, tell me that wasn't so good.
Yeah, it is really good.
I mean, I know it's like, it tastes like sugar, but these are just my favorite, but we're big on pop.
Mm.
So that's much stronger of a pear taste.
Wow.
Yeah, than this is. But
Wow.
that also, if you live in Canada, you can get that literally at No Frills. Like, they have Pear Jacks in a lot of places.
Get your Pear Jacks.
Yeah. Get your Pear Jacks. Yeah, they better pay us for this. Let's not talk about it too much.
No, forget what I said.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I wanted to have Shivani on for my mukbang is because she, I feel like, has experienced a lot in her career, both in her personal life and as a model. You've traveled a lot, you've combined work with university, and now you're married, so you're combining married life with work, you know? So when were you discovered? When was your first encounter with an agent?
So modeling for me was the kind of thing where like I was always awkwardly tall, even though now I'm like on the shorter end of the industry, but when I was younger, yeah, I was like awkwardly tall. So people are always like, oh, you should be a model, you should be a model. And like, I'm Caribbean. Like my parents were like, that is not a real job. Like, no, that's never happening. So also I never saw anybody that really looked like me. So it wasn't really a thing that I was able to like visualize for myself in the future.
Models that looked like you.
Right, yeah. So I just kind of like didn't really pay attention to it. And then I was actually on a dance team in university, and we went to Canadian Idol together for the one season Canadian Idol existed.
Oh my gosh.
We went together, yeah, because one of the girls on our team was actually auditioning, and they asked her to come with the whole team, so they filmed us, whatever, we came. And one of the judges there was like, oh, you should really think about being a model. And that was the first time anyone in the industry had actually said like, no, like you could do this.
Right.
And so then he referred me to a friend, her name is Diane Lang. I've actually just worked with her like the other day.
Yeah, she has her own agency.
Yeah,
she used to work at
Ford.
Ford.
So I had meetings with them, and then my parents were like, no, because they straight up said like, yeah, she's gonna have to miss school.
Your parents are very adamant about education first. which I get messages from girls too who are like, I really want to do this and my parents are supportive, but they won't let me do it until I get my degree, you know?
That's exactly what happened to me.
So how was that for you? Were you frustrated by that?
Oh my God. I was so mad at them for so long. But now that I look back, I'm actually glad because, like, you know, I was on the cheerleading team. I was co-captain of the dance team. I was editor of the newspaper. I went to prom with someone that I was dating for 5 years. Like, it was like, I had such this like quintessential high school experience. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
You can't get that back.
You really cannot. You cannot get that time back. So I understand if you're watching this and somebody's like, you're 17 and they gave you a chance. If you want to do it, do it. But if you don't do it, don't think that it's the end of the world and don't think that you can never come back to it.
No.
Because like you'll never get that time in your teens back ever.
I think definitely get your high school. Like there's no negotiations around that. I think you need to finish high school. You need to have that experience, and before that there's just no room for you in the industry right now. Like you can develop and you can work locally on the weekends and do shoots on the weekends, but there's no real need for you in the industry until you're at least 18. That's what I think.
Well, there's laws on it now too. So.
There are, yeah. It's definitely changed.
You know, that happened and they didn't let me do it, and I was like I was so mad. But then, you know, I graduated and I went to university and I kind of forgot about it for a while. But something about it, when he told me and when I went to that agency, I got such a taste of it that I was like, no, like I'm doing this. Like I don't know when I'm doing it, but I know I can do it. So I'm doing it. And then when I was 20, I like submitted other pictures to other agencies, and like I was actually with like an acting agency for a little while, but I was like, this isn't what I want to do. But it was great actually, because through that agency I got pictures that I was then able to send to Cynthia at Spot 6, and I emailed her and then I went in for a meeting and that was it. Yeah, and then I did it part-time through university, which I know you've spoken to Renee about. It's it's very hard to do that. I don't
combine it, right?
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I think the way Renee did it was way smarter than the way that I did it, which was through the 4 months of off time. That's really when she traveled and did it.
So just for a recap, Renee, our friend, she would only model in the summertime, so from May till August or something.
Essentially, when school started again.
But you tried to do it in between.
Yeah, because I also wasn't traveling right away. So I was literally just working in Toronto. And so where I went to university was in Hamilton, which is like 40 minutes west of Toronto. And there was an express bus that I could take downtown. So I was like, I might as well try. No, like this was not a good idea. I was like, I remember distinctly like one day, like running into my linguistics class like 20 minutes late, being like, why am I doing this? What is the point? Like I was like, this is so stupid. So I ended up having to like say no to a lot of opportunities at that time. I honestly never thought I would ever do it full time. Like never. It never occurred to me that this was gonna ever be my real job.
So fast forward, you get your degree, or your 2 degrees, because you have 2 degrees.
I do.
Which is fantastic. But yeah, fast forward, you graduate, and now you're like...
Yeah, so I graduated. I didn't get into this master's that I really wanted to get into. And I really thought that was like the end of my life. I was like, okay, I have no money. Did not get into this master's. And luckily my parents were so supportive. Like they were like, listen, you have many options. Like luckily in Canada, college and university are different. So I could do like postgraduate programs or other college programs, certificates and things. So there were options. It just wasn't what I wanted. And I felt like, I really felt like such a failure. And then I was going into the agency for something, and I guess Cynthia was like, you know, we're doing this big casting tomorrow with all these agents from all over the world. And, you know, I think you look really good. You should come. And I was just in the agency like by chance. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went, and this agent from London, I'm no longer with that agency, but she was great. And she was like, no, you absolutely
have to come
to London. Like, that's it.
So yes, this is what I forgot is, Shivani, actually, you were in London for a while. To New York.
Yeah, I did like a huge like 4-month stint there, and then I was on and off for a bit, and then I did another huge 8-month stint there, and then on and off for a bit until, you know, then, you know, it wasn't really in my market anymore.
I forgot about that. That's crazy.
Well, so then I went from London. I got an opportunity to come here. I came here for 1 month. I came here for 4 months. I did 1 job. One job in 4 months, and I was like, clearly this is not my market. Bye. Like, I'm not doing this again.
And this is such an important thing to realize and to talk about, is that it takes so long to build up a clientele or a base of clients. It takes so long to like even start getting jobs. You know what I mean? It takes a long time.
I think also, like, and Maddie will say this too, it's finally when the industry started becoming really inclusive and really like, oh no, we need more darker women.
100%.
You know, we need more diversity. And so I think I came in at, I think timing had a lot to do with it. I came in at the right time as well.
Yeah, so
that was huge.
Great.
And also because, like, I'm a size 4. I've kind of always been a size 4. I've never really been a 2. I don't think I've been a 2 since I was like 16 or something.
Yeah.
So that was new as well.
Yeah.
Because for a long time we struggled, and I struggled too so hard with the size 2, like pushing, trying to push myself to be a size 2, and it just didn't happen. And now I'm like, listen, I'm a size 4, honey. This ass isn't going anywhere, okay? And I like it that way, you know?
Good.
So I'm like, I just want to be the best I can be at my natural size, which is like a 4 or 6. And obviously I try to be as trim as possible to make myself a healthy 4, but I'm not trying to push that 2 anymore. It's just so not healthy to live that way.
Yeah. At a certain point, you do just accept yourself for who you are. Accept your body for what your body is. I think that's important. I don't think we should ever not work hard or just kind of settle for what our body is. 100%. But I think we should accept it and be like, hey, my body is not going to look like this or like this, but it can look a certain way within myself.
And I will say that because of modeling, I do work out so much more now, and I was so much more introduced to this world of exercise because of modeling, so it was actually a really healthy thing for me.
I was just gonna say that. I think, like,
I never like starved myself or anything.
No, and there's such a negative stigma around models having to lose weight, models having to be skinny, models having to be this, that, you know, so strict. And I don't want to say that that's not true.
It is for some girls, yeah, for sure. For sure, it is for some girls.
It is for some girls, but it's mostly high fashion.
Yeah.
And like the industry has made such a shift in a different direction, you know? There's something so good about being conscious about your body, being conscious about like eating healthy and making the right choices and working for your body, you know? It teaches you good habits.
Yeah, and it's just, like, that's the other thing, eating too, right? Like, it's just about, I think about it now with overall health. I don't really relate it to modeling anymore. I'm not gonna say that I don't look in the mirror and think like, oh, I want to work on this or I want to work on that. I do
Girl,
that.
we all do.
I still do that all the time.
Everybody.
And modeling doesn't make that any easier. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say like that we don't struggle at all. We do.
Yeah.
But I just think I'm finally like accepting that this was like my body journey, and that like maybe it's not ever going to be perfect, but I know that I eat well and I exercise and I try my very best to just be the best I can be for me, not for the industry, and for my health. And that's the way that I choose to look at body stuff now.
One of the things that I wanted to ask you, and this is also something that, you know, a lot of girls deal with when they're younger. I've never dealt with it because I've either never been in a relationship long enough, or when I did have a boyfriend, they were always living in the same area. But you have pretty much always been in a long distance relationship. Modeling.
Yeah, through modeling, yes. Like my first boyfriend, who's actually still one of my really good friends, we were together throughout high school and university, so we were together. And then my second boyfriend, this is ridiculous, but my second boyfriend, we started dating at the end of university, and then he went to England for law school, and then I ended up getting a contract in England at the same time. So that kind of worked out. And then when I moved back here, it was long distance for a while. That wasn't the right relationship. Karma and I actually knew each other from university. We had what is it called? Mutual. I was gonna say multiple friends. Mutual friends. So we had mutual friends, and so
this has been years in the making.
Oh yeah, a long time. I always like used to see him in the library and be like, who is that guy? Like, how do I not know who you are? Like, you're so cute. I guess we kind of just went our separate ways. And then 5 years later, I don't think he knew I was single because I wasn't very open about it. He randomly messaged me on Facebook and he said something stupid, and I was just like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm single, I might as well just talk to him, whatever. So we did, and we ended up going out a bit, and then I went to India for a little while. And he just made such an effort to talk to me while I was in India that I was like, wow, like, I don't know why I'm bothering to like casually date anybody else. He should be the only one that I'm dating. And then I sort of told him, like, I don't know if you realize, but you're my boyfriend.
You're my boyfriend. Yeah, this is another thing. Tip for dating. Just tell them that they're your boyfriend.
Or like, just
maybe you'll get married.
Just be open, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. I guess I don't really ever understand why people are always like, oh, I'm afraid to say this, or what if I say this and that happens, or what? Dude, like, just be yourself.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate for that.
Whatever you're thinking or saying, just say it.
Don't play the game.
No, there's no game.
And you won't have to play it cool for the right person, you know?
Exactly. We're having lighting issues, but it's okay.
Yeah, you guys can see this is really going very well. Going back to the food. Sorry about the lighting situation. It's a little bit difficult, but it's life. So for all the girls who are modeling, traveling, trying to build up their career, what's a tip that you have when it comes to being a model and having a long distance relationship?
Communication is everything. If you don't have good communication in your relationship, long distance is never going to work. And long distance isn't for everybody, but if you are with the right person, then it will work, you know? So context, my husband lives in Toronto and I live here in New York. We tried to make it a rule that we try to see each other at the very least once a month, but that's at the very least. It's usually twice a month. Yeah, we fly a lot, and I fly a lot anyway, so it's okay for me. He tries to come here once a month if he can. He really makes an effort to be very committed to that, and so I can definitely tell you that communication is everything. If you're with the right person, that it will work. And if you're feeling something, say it. Say it right then. Send a text, like whatever you have to do, say it as soon as you feel it, because the more that you bottle things up, it's just gonna blow. Yeah, and another thing is like, write out your feelings. So a lot of times if I'm too angry or too whatever, I'll write it out first and then I'll be like, okay, that is just me being angry. Karma and I always make a commitment when we fight about something. We always make a commitment to each other that we will try our very best to be better. And honestly, he has, in anything that I've ever had an issue with, he has very much tried to be better. And that's what it's about. If you want to be with somebody, you have to make those commitments to each other and make it work. That was a very long answer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Have fun editing that.
So the last thing that I really want to talk about with Shivani is her side hustle and side business, and talking about things that you're doing for yourself to prepare and build for the future. I talk about that a lot on my channel. I think it's super important to always have something on the go, something that you're working on outside of things, especially when you're in a position like us, you know? Oh my god, I have so much stuff on my fingers. My fingers are disgusting.
Look it up.
I'm like, what? I want to hear a little bit about LYFT Media and what that means for you.
From being a model, we are telling somebody else's story all the time, right? We're framing a product for someone else. Sometimes we agree with that, sometimes it's like whatever, but a lot of the time, we're just doing what people tell us to do.
Right.
And I am like so obsessed with people's stories. I love learning about people, talking to people all the time. And I realized that with modeling, you know, there are so many stigmas and stereotypes. And I really was like, this is not how this industry is. And people think it's one way and it's not at all. And especially, of course, I was personally just like feeling a way about the way that people saw models and the way that people defined us by our job, which is so wrong. And so I decided to start my podcast, which is More Than Model Radio, where we interview different models every episode, me and my co-host Samantha Bolger. And the goal is really to just change what it means to be a model. And I think we've really done that. We have over 40 episodes. Daft has a great episode. She will leave it
in a link below.
But yeah, and we really have done that because so many of these girls do, and guys too, do such amazing things, whether they like run businesses, they're mothers, they, you know, are in university, they are huge activists, they run organizations. Like, people are literally out here changing the world. I think we've really told those stories in a really great way, and luckily the industry is also going that way, because I think people have really realized that people are belief-driven buyers, people are conscious consumers, and stories are very important. And especially Gen Z, they really care about where their products are coming from, the ethos of a company. What are these companies' morals and values, you know? And how do you tell that other than through, you know, storytelling in your advertising? And so that's where I got the idea for LYFT Media. I wanted to tell different types of stories, not just models all the time. For me, it was more about telling the story like directly from the source. So I am a huge advocate of social justice. My first degree is in political science, and I love social justice. I'm really social justice-y. If you follow me on Instagram.
Wow, good timing.
You'll see a lot of that if you follow me. Yeah. And so I thought LYFT Media was a great way for me to, you know, sort of organize these series in under different social justice topics, and just have people tell their story, like have them tell it, you know? I'm not even the one interviewing them, just have them tell it. And we basically then organize it in a gallery on Instagram, and we post each one. And I think there's a lot of potential for it to turn into many different things. I'm very open into like iterating and just letting the universe like have my back and turn it into whatever it's supposed to be. But right now it's like my social justice storytelling platform, and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I can work on it every day, all the time. I love it.
Yeah, you're so passionate about it.
I love it.
I think that's the key if you want to do something on the side, or you're in a position like us where you're pretty much a full-time model, but you do have free time, which is you know, it's such a blessing, I feel like. I think what you're doing is going so well, and you're able to continue doing it because you're passionate about it, and I think that is the key.
Like, I talk to Daphne about this all the time. I tried to do YouTube, and it felt like I was forcing myself.
Right.
And that's how I knew. I was like, this is not right for me. Even the act of me modeling is like an act of social justice, because I'm trying to, like, you know, be more representative of women of color.
You're representing a whole new category of people.
Yeah, and so, like, for me, even that, you know, it's like when I get messages from girls being like, oh my god, I never saw anybody that looked like me on a billboard, and now I see you. I'm like, that's why I do it.
If you had to give one piece of advice to a young model or someone aspiring to be a model, what would you say?
I think I would say the number one thing is just don't ever let anybody question your worth, and don't tie your worth to the job. The difficulty with modeling is that it is not a 9-to-5. It's not the kind of job where we leave our work at home and come home.
Right.
It's your whole lifestyle, you know? You don't control your schedule. You're constantly thinking about everything that you're eating. There is no 9-to-5, right? Like, you're traveling all the time. You're on red eyes. It's 24 hours. It's very much, it's like what Cindy said in her video. Being a model is a very adult job.
It is.
And that's why kids that start acting, modeling, being in this industry, they grow up so fast. So I think the number one thing is just understand that, like, you have worth, and that no aspect of this job should make you question your worth. You're absolutely worth it. Try not to let other people mold you into something that you're not, which is so much more easier said than done.
Yes. Be there and be you, and be confident, and be good with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they really read that.
You don't have to try hard. You don't have to
exactly
act like somebody else.
No.
You know?
It's so true. So definitely don't let anybody make you question your worth, and try your very best to just be yourself throughout the whole thing. It's very easy to get caught up in, you know, lights and makeup and meeting celebrities and all of that, but just stay true to who you are. That's why I love Daphne so much. She is just so who she is, and that's so important.
So are you.
And it's hard to find that.
It is hard.
That's why we have such a good group of friends. That's why our
group of friends is so special. Really,
we're so lucky.
Have to give props to those girls because you don't.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
Yeah, everyone's just normal and nice, and we're not in competition with each other. We all know our value. We all respect each other so much.
Yeah, and support.
Yeah, we support each other.
Respect, no jealousy.
We all know who we are.
Yeah, the whole jealousy and drama thing, like, as long as you don't take a part in it and you don't accept it and you don't mingle in it, you won't have to deal with it.
No, you do your best every day.
Yes, and attract, like, that will help you attract the right people.
100%.
I think that's what happened with us too. Like, I didn't go looking for you guys.
I agree.
You came into my lap,
and then
literally.
we just created a little group. And that's one of the things Cynthia from Spot 6 had told me from the very beginning. She was like, do not compare yourself to other girls. It is not worth it. You are all so different and so special in your own ways. You all have different looks. You all have different bodies. And that, I think, can be applied to so many other things in life, like other jobs and whatever. Like, there's no point in comparing yourself to other people. I think look to other people for inspiration and motivation and mentors and things, but don't compare yourself.
Everybody's different. Everybody deals with their own shit.
Yeah.
Focusing on yourself, not in a selfish way, but just in terms of, like, if you have tunnel vision for your own path and your own journey and where you're going, you'll be so much more successful, and you'll have so much more time on your hands. So guys, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it.
Me too.
Don't forget to check out Shivani on Instagram. Her Instagram is at LYFT, and I'll also link LYFT Media, which is at LYFT Media. Listen to her podcast,
Please
More Than
do.
Model Radio. It's amazing.
Thanks.
I have an episode on there, so you know, wink wink.
Plug.
But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it.
And we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Mwah.